Welcome to part 2 of Basic Course in Lofting. The chapters here will be 5. Draw the grid lines. 6. Marking the table of offsets points and draw the curved lines. 7. Draw the lines with deduction for the planking. 8. Making molds for mounting or wood frame cutting. 5. Draw the lines, baseline, vertical line, water lines, buttock lines, and diagonals. First, you need to choose where to draw the horizontal baseline. Draw it 1 decimeter inside on the lofting table. After this, determine where you want the vertical axis to be located. Now you must take 2 distances to the left and right of the intended vertical line and swing arcs with a piece of wood. One end has a screw or a nail, the other end has a pin. Swing these arcs as you can see in the picture. Here we have used a 24-inch buttock point. Where these arcs cross, you have a mark for the vertical line. Use a straight ruler or similar to draw the straight line. Next comes the water lines. Most people swing arcs for these as well, but can also mark points to the and right on the line close to the edge of the lofting table. Never measure between the water lines. Now draw these water lines dotted with the same pen color as the baseline and the vertical line. Do similar for the buttock lines. Draw them dotted with the same pen color. The diagonals are slightly more tricky to draw. It's assumed you have determined how they are defined with 1 point on the vertical axis and 1 point as the drawing states. Draw these dotted as well with the same pen color. You will end up as the picture show. 6. Marking of the lofting points and draw the station line. Here we show the table for only our station 3. Note that we have translated this in millimeter. McIntosh called this laying down. He claims he did a 40-foot complete in 2 hours. Do not try that. Instead, take your time and get it right. Now take a different pen color, for example blue. Start with the profile point, 0, profile point. Thereafter the easy points like water lines and buttock lines as you can see in your table. Next, the diagonals. Note in our table shown, the diagonals has an X and Z value. This is for plotting in Excel. Instead, take directly the value stated in the table of offsets. After this, take the other points depending on your table of offsets, like shear, cabin intersection, and more. In our table for station 3, we have a deck beam as well. This depends on the station and your boat design. You must repeat this process for both left and right side. This is to be able to put the mold or real station on top of the lofting table. Now it is time to draw the curved station lines with the same pen color as the points. For this, take a batten, relative soft wood, or use a worn-out bandsaw blade cut as one long piece. Fit the batten with screws or nails on both sides at each point you have marked. Draw a line from start to the shear point. If deck curvature, draw this line in a similar way. Due to there will be so many lines, start with only a few stations first. We started here with 5 stations. When all stations are drawn, it will look like this. 7. Draw the lines with deduction for planking. We are not finished drawing lines. Now, we must draw the lines for the station with deduction of the planking. For this, use a different color compared to the curved station line. We use red color. McIntosh method is to make arcs with radius equal of the deduction. But you can also mark these pretty accurate by just measure out perpendicular with a scale. If performed right, the errors will be very small. When performed for the initial stations, it will look this. Note we have also marked the width of the station frame. 8. Making molds for mounting or wood cutting. Now you have all curves, including the deduction curve for the first stations. However, how to use this? Well, we need to do a cutting mold for cutting the wood. The standard method is to use nails. McIntosh used halfpenny nails with this rather large head pointing inwards, each with its head precisely located on the line. Give each head a hammer tap to set into the plywood and make it stay. Now, put a plywood or carton very carefully on these nails, wide enough for the station frame. Now walk on top or press down to get imprints in the plywood/carton. We JungleRanch invented a new method with use of transparent acrylic foil, relative thick. This is clearly more expensive but faster and no need of nails. When cut with a good scissor, it looks like this. Thank you for watching. We can recommend other YouTube channels like Art of Boat Building and Neophyte Boatrites, who explains lofting in a good way. However, there are many boat building channels who describe lofting.